Hi, we're today in Berry Hill in Nashville with Jess Jocoy, part of AmeriCanaFest week. Jess, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. This is very exciting.
All right, well, let's see where this one goes. What would your first song be?
Absolutely. This first song is a new one that I've been working on for a while called Runaround. And I always like to preface it started off as a day where it was just kind of life was giving me the runaround. And somehow this song found its way into the world as being a song about a young man who falls in love with a lady of the night. So, you know, as it goes. But this song is called Runaround. He grew up in a house with a half-painted porch, 'cause his daddy couldn't keep a promise. Just enough back and forth between duty and divorce. It's the working hard that keeps him honest. He's got eyes for a girl with brave and dark hair. Spends most of his days downtown. He'll choke on his tongue before he calls it love, if only 'cause he don't know how. One night outside of the Deerhead Lounge, stranger came round selling secrets for cash. He said, man, you're wrecked. There's a car in a ditch, you can die, but make sure you come back, 'cause this life is one big runaround. You've heard it before, it's like a damn merry-go-round. It's the push and the pull, a hard empty then full, that'll keep you high on your toes. Ain't you the least bit eager to see just how the whole thing goes? Now our pretty young girl, she's a dark night dancer. She hardly remembers the sun. Counts her cash in the back and she prays to her mama, who died too soon and too young. She says, Mama, I know I've said it before, but you should have just had your way, son. If ever I have me one of my own, I'll grow up and only know love. And the other girls crowd in front of the mirror, the only one left with working lights, and our raven-haired beauty stands in the corner, wishing her smile would reach her eyes. But this life is one big runaround. You've heard it before, it's like a damn merry-go-round. It's the push and the pull, a hard empty then full, that'll keep you high on your toes. Morning will either come or go home, you just wait, see how it goes. How it goes, it's just how it goes. Splintering wood and sweltering sun, hands wide, knuckle on the grip. Could be the heat or the fact he won't eat. There's a hard metal taste on his lips. A song from the days his grandmother sang, hands like ain'ts in his hair. His raven-haired beauty moves like a flame. This is one dream he needs to keep fed. 'Cause this life is one big runaround. Yeah, this life is one big runaround. It's a merry-go-round. It's sun up without sun down. Yeah, this life is one big runaround.
Wow, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're from the Pacific Northwest originally.
I sure am.
Are you currently based in town here in Nashville?
I've been here about 10 years, so
Okay.
I think I'm supposed to say I'm from Nashville now.
That's
We've
all right.
reached that point.
How did growing up in the Pacific Northwest influence your sound, or is it more something that you kind of curated after you've moved to Nashville?
Well, I moved here at a really weird time. I came here to attend Belmont University. I got a degree in songwriting, which was awesome. 1 year prior, I had actually lost my dad to cancer. So at 19 years old, kind of reeling over that and then moving to a new city across the country, I was absolutely dealt with this culture shock. And I had been writing kind of contemporary country songs prior, and I always grew up wanting to be this Miranda Lambert type. And then very quickly I realized, thanks to life, everything had changed. Everything shifted. The way I saw the world and the way I grieved came out in my music. So, as a long-winded answer, yes, my songs became more moody and more melancholic. That was definitely a presence that I had for a long time, and would kind of trickle out in my songs. But, 10 years later, I kind of feel like I've finally reached that point where I'm okay, and my songs are starting to be okay as well, and they're starting to shift, which is exciting. It's kind of like rediscovering yourself after all this time. So I'd say it definitely influences. I always kind of laugh and say I'm in between being too folky for the folky playlists on Spotify, but not country enough to be on country radio. So somewhere in between.
But isn't that what Americana is about?
I
It's
like
for
to think
the
so.
rest of us misfit toys to fit.
I like to think so.
You called your brand of music Cul de Sac Country. Explain that a little bit.
Yeah, kind of touching on that same, somewhere between, I used to say too, somewhere between Isbell and Emmylou. And then I realized I'm not twangy as Emmylou. So, I've kind of struggled with this idea of, does country music have a place for someone like me? I'm from the suburbs of Washington State. Any accent that I have is completely learned, and I recognize that, and I'm starting to own it. But, I get that. And country music is always about authenticity and writing what you know. And I didn't always grow up in the same way that some of my country peers did. So I've just kind of been reeling with that question for a long time of, is there a place for me? So I kind of figured, we'll make our own brand of country and call it Cul de Sac Country.
Love it. Love it. What's the next song you're going to perform for us?
Well, I do have a song for that whole notion, but I'm going to slow it down real quick.
All right.
I wrote a song. I've been doing a lot of touring out west between last year and this year, and I spent some time in Montana and Wyoming, and I was in Wyoming outside of Jackson, and it was springtime, summertime, and these little yellow flowers were popping up amongst the sagebrush. And so I turned to my mom, who comes to all my shows, even if they're across the country, and I asked, what are these flowers? And we didn't know. So we Googled, what could be these little yellow flowers? And Google gave us a bunch of results, but one of them was gumweed. And as songs do, this song came to light, so it's a story that I think needed to be told, although it's not my story, so I'm just going to be a good steward of it in the meantime. So this song is called Gumweed. The boys all laugh like coyotes at night. When they left you alone to come down from the right, did she beg you to stay when you told her goodbye? You're thinking about that girl now. Your lips crack like dirt down on Death Valley's floor. Oh, you tug at the hem of your shirt like you're ashore. with the aching and the shaking and the feeling of fire. There's a part where your veins are coming back to life. You're filled with the Spirit till the Spirit goes dark. You walk down the roadside, leaving pieces behind of your busted heart. You call on the angels from wherever they rest up there on high. That's just what you do when the river goes dry. You took her here once when the gumweed had bloomed. Oh, you moved in the same way the dark waters move, tangled in every sweet shade of blue. You're thinking about gumweed now. She's had her child with a man she don't love. Turns out settling down meant settling up. Now she lives in a double wide outside of Butte. Don't you go there, 'cause she'll cry at the first sight of you. Go call on the angels from wherever they rest up there on high. That's just what you do when the river goes dry. That's just what you do when the river goes dry.
Wow, that is so hauntingly beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm curious, who were some of your influences besides Miranda Lambert?
Oh man, yeah, I love Miranda always and forever. I grew up kind of in this weird in between of I would religiously listen to Shania Twain and Alan Jackson on the way to school with my dad, like every morning for like 6 years.
Don't Rock the Jukebox.
Yeah, the Drive album was my favorite. He was my first concert too, and I always say, if he wants to marry me today, I will. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. I digress. But I love that 80s and 90s, and then as I got older, delving into classic country, 50s and 60s and 70s. I worked for a record label for a time, so I kind of got on the Bluegrass train, and that kind of opened my world up to what Americana was. But I love artists like, I listen to Gregory Alan Isakov religiously. I don't think my
An
music...
AEA user, by the way.
You say what?
He's an AEA 44
You know
user.
what? He is just top tier, so that does not surprise me. I just got back from seeing him in Colorado at Red Rocks, and it was
wonderful.
so good. But I just love that kind of music where the lyrics are they're abstract, they're emotional, and they always seem to have like a linear thread that brings you back to the crux of the song. But then, like his Evening Machines album is just cinematically perfect in my most humble. So I listen to a lot of him, Isbell, obviously. Yeah, I just love storytellers. Yeah. So anywhere from Tom T. Hall to, anything like that. But yeah, everything always.
Definitely hear all those influences in your music.
Cool, thank you.
Is this where we circle back to the Cul de Sac rock?
This sure is,
Fantastic.
yeah. Let me, if
Let's
I can
go.
take 2 seconds to make sure I'm
Sure.
still good enough for government work, as my parents would say. So yes, this song is called Cul de Sac Kid. This is my, hopefully, I think it's going to be the title to a forthcoming project. Once I figure out what it means to sound like a cul de sac kid. Hey, I'm a cul de sac kid, walking around both shoulders chipped, trying to make a living off of pulled up tips. 30 ain't old, but it kinda is, and I'm a half college dream. Burning more fumes and gasoline. Where I come from, the sky was always blue, darkened by a heavy old rain cloud. But hallelujah gets a little hollowed out from faking smiles and singing praises to a 10-year town. I'm no more country now than I was way back when, so I'm wondering, does country really need a country song from a cul de sac kid? Daddy spoke the language of the Oklahoma man. Mama's born half gypsy, she's other half Air Force brat. Oh, but heaven went and gave an angel his halo all too soon. So I've been singing sad songs since before sad songs were cool. Turns out giving away a heart in pieces is easy to do. But hallelujah gets a little hollowed out, just does that to ya when life's been given the runaround. My roots and my boots don't go too far into this southern ground, so I'm wondering, does country really need a country song from a cul de sac kid? My under an acre cookie cutter house still felt like home. Do I still get to talk? The way that I talk is a picked up southern drawl. My hallelujah gets a little beaten down. I was raised to believe the good Lord finds you even when you think you can't be found. And I know it might sound different from what you're used to hearing, but it ain't wrong. Oh, I have to believe country needs a country song. Oh, I have to believe country needs a country song from a cul de sac kid like me. From a cul de sac kid.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
Jess Jocoy, you are fantastic.
Thank you.
Did you want to sing us out with a song?
I sure can. This one is this is one I recently wrote. There's a songwriter festival up in Red Lodge, Montana, and I'm not familiar with doing any therapy of any kind, although I probably should, if I'm being honest. But we had a wellness day, and it was kind of one of those, long story short, addressing your character types, and one that I didn't have strongly was the lover. And I thought that was really interesting, and, I know that is transcendent into my life, and I, felt that. And the big question was, like, why? And I started to think, I was like, well, you know what? If we're being honest, like, I think it's because I lost my dad when I did, and, you have this very buried feeling that if you fall in love with someone, maybe they might have to leave before you, or maybe they leave for other reasons. And so this song kind of found me more than I found it, thanks to that session, and it kind of addresses that. And so I called it A Lifetime Only Lasts So Long. He's got a working man's hands, palms full of calluses from bended fences, nylon ropes, and iron brands. But he holds me right. He's quiet and kind. I think he'd be someone you would have really liked. He's only stole a couple things, like my heart and breath. It's crazy when I see him, all the air just leaves my chest. And we talk all night, and we dream all day about how to build a life like you and Mama were able to make. But there's some part of me having a hard time letting go. I think it's 'cause he loves me. If there's one thing that I know, it's that we say love lasts a lifetime, but a lifetime only lasts so long. A lifetime only lasts so long. He don't drink too much, and he's in good health. He sees a line in me that I can't see inside myself. And he's good to Mama, he treats his own Mama well. Without even asking, I'm sure he'd walk with me through hell. But there's some part of me having a hard time letting go. I think it's 'cause he loves me. If there's one thing that I know, it's that we say love lasts a lifetime, a lifetime only lasts so long. A lifetime only lasts so long. He says he wants to marry me. I believe it's true, but I never saw myself walking down the aisle without you. And what if we have babies? Daddy, you won't see them grow. I know you're up there somewhere, but it's different here below. So there's some part of me having a hard time letting go. Love don't stop someone from getting sick, don't stop you growing old. Though they say love lasts a lifetime, a lifetime only lasts so long. What if I'm the one who's left behind? What if, like Mama, I'm the one who's left alone? A lifetime only lasts so long. A lifetime only lasts so long.
Wow. That is so emotional, and thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks, Jess.
Thank you so much.